Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Gil Cohen Field on the campus of Brevard College for some USA South Conference action. Game one of a three-game series between the Tornadoes and the Pride. And Ben Melton on the mound for the Tornadoes. Games 2 and 3 of the series will be played tomorrow. The series schedule was altered slightly due to some potential weather this weekend. Originally, there was going to be a doubleheader on Sunday, but instead, game one of the series today, games 2 and 3 of the series, a doubleheader tomorrow starting at noon. Glad you're able to join us this afternoon. Tornadoes and Pride coming up next. So leading off for the Pride will be Tyler Price. Price, the starting third baseman for the Pride, and first pitch from Melton put into play. Long throw there, and Price will beat it out for an infield base hit. So with leadoff single by Price, that'll bring up Hunter Curtis, the shortstop for the Pride. The pitch from the right-hander Melton fouled off. 0-1 the count to Curtis. Waiting on deck is Lincoln Hewitt, Pride's left fielder. Bunted into play, handled by Melton, and safe all the way around, so runners first and second for the Pride. So that'll bring up Lincoln Hewitt as the Pride with runners first and second for their three-hole hitter, Lincoln Hewitt, the left fielder. Hewitt, a senior from Gainesville, Georgia. Melton looking the lead base runner, Price. As Price taking a big lead now at second base. And the pitch. Pulled foul down the right field line. So 0-1 the count to Hewitt. Cleanup hitter Scottie Mcguire on deck for the Pride. And the 0-1. Double play ball here potentially for the Tornadoes, and two down, runner to third. So nice job by the Tornadoes defense to turn that double play. Meanwhile, lead runner Tyler Price is now at third base, but there's 2 outs, so that takes the sacrifice fly out of the equation. Nice job blocking that pitch in the dirt by catcher Matt Kelly of the Tornadoes. 1-0 the count to McGuire. Pitch is low and outside, 2-0 the count. Pleasant, warm conditions for this time of year here in the mountains of western North Carolina. Great day for some baseball, as that pitch is off the plate, ball 3. McGuire takes that strike. 3-1 the count, 2 outs, runner on third. Top of the first inning in this USA South Conference matchup. And the 3-1. Lined into right field. That's going to be an RBI single for Scottie Mcguire, and the Pride go up 1-0. So that'll bring up the catcher, number 29, Chance Bryant, with McGuire at first base after the RBI single that scored Price. So the Pride able to take an early 1-0 lead. Another block there by Kelly on the pitch in the dirt. Bryant is the starting catcher for the Pride. Sophomore out of Elizabethtown, North Carolina. That pitch is off the plate, ball 2. Swing and a miss there. Actually got a small little piece of it. Foul tip, strike 1. 2-1 the count, 2 outs, runner at first. Top of the first. That pitch just missed, maybe a bit high. 3-1 now the count with 2 outs. And ball 4, so runners first and second, 2 outs for the Pride. So that'll bring up the first baseman, Derek Jarr, with runners first and second, and the Pride with an early 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. 2 outs. Ben Melton goes back to work, this time against Jarr. Strike 1. And the 0-1. Low and outside, ball 1. 1-1 the count. Good looking breaking ball there. 1-2 now the count, as Melton has gotten ahead of Jarr. And with 2 outs, 2 men on, here's the 1-2. Ripped down the third base line. Foul. Two now the count with 2 outs. 2 men on. Derek Jar batting in the 6 hole for the Pride. And the 2-2. Popped up. Should be an easy play for the Tornadoes. And Holden Lanier, the third baseman, with the putout. Out number 3, Pride able to get a run across in that top of the first. Greensboro 1, Brevard 0. We head to the bottom of the first. Getting the bottom of the first underway. Leading off for the Tornadoes, Jason Jucker, the starting shortstop. First pitch outside, ball 1. Tornadoes lineup Jucker, Carcillo, Rune, Wilkes, Lanier, Flynn, Kelly, Zub, Van Loo. And Jucker getting ahead here of Will Hicks, the starting pitcher for the Pride. Takes a strike there, 2-1 the count. Jucker puts that into play, handled by the Pride shortstop, out number 1. So that'll bring up Donnie Carcillo, starting in center field today for the Tornadoes, with 1 out. First pitch a strike. Carcillo, the junior, Bats and throws from the left side. Oh, 2 now the count. So with the count 0-2, here's the pitch. Fouled off. Carcillo hitting .283, 17 of 60 on the season. Leads the team with 9 runs scored, has a pair of doubles, and 5 RBI. Carcillo also leads the team in walks with 9. The 0-2 put into play, grounder to the second baseman, 2 outs. So that'll bring up the second baseman, Ryan Roon, with 2 outs, nobody on. As Will Hicks goes back to work, check swing. He went around, strike 1. Light wind blowing in from center field. And the 0-1, off the plate, ball 1. Here's the 1-1 to Roon. Roon, grounder, hard hit to second base, but a 1-2-3 inning for Will Hicks and the Pride will go to the top of the second. Greensboro 1, Brevard 0. So we head to the top of the second, and leading things off is the 7-hole hitter, the center fielder, Tom Osborne for the Pride, as Ben Melton goes back to work. The pitch from Melton, strike 1. Second pitch from Melton, low and outside. 1-1 the count. Melton, right-handed sophomore from Valdez, North Carolina, Drawn High School. And the 1-2 fouled off. Just rocketed into the Pride's dugout. Osborne, a senior from Newport Richey, Florida, on the west coast of the Sunshine State. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Melton with the strikeout. So after the strikeout by Melton, that brings up Blake Bond, starting right fielder for the Pride. First pitch off the plate, ball one. Melton entered this afternoon with a 3.52 ERA. Easy play there for Jason Jucker, out number 2. That'll bring up Jacob Rodriguez. The pitch from Melton, high and outside, ball one. Rodriguez hitting in the 9-hole, second baseman for the Pride, wearing number 13. And he'll take first base. Hit by pitch. So with Rodriguez at first after the hit by pitch, that'll bring up Tyler Price. Price, the leadoff hitter for the Pride. So second time through the order now for Melton. And that's hammered down the left field line. And stand-up double for Price. Runners second and third, 2 outs. So with runners second and third and 2 outs, that'll bring up Hunter Curtis. First pitch called strike one. Rodriguez, the runner at third. Price, the runner at second. And the 0-1 to Curtis. That's driven into the right center field gap. 2 runs will score, and it's a 2 RBI single for Hunter Curtis. 3-0 Pride. So a 2 RBI single for Curtis. And that'll bring up Lincoln Hewitt as the Pride have taken a 3-0 lead here in the top of the second. The 1-0. Outside, ball 2. Three-0 now the count to Hewitt. Called strike there. So 3-1 the count. Melton trying to get out of this inning after some damage was done with 2 outs on the Curtis 2 RBI single. Curtis running. Kelly the throw to second. And Jucker just misses with the tag. So a stolen base for Hunter Curtis. And now runner in scoring position for Lincoln Hewitt. Throw was on point by Matt Kelly. And Curtis just misses the tag for the stolen base. And that's fouled straight back. 3-2 now the count, so a full count with 2 outs, runner at second for Lincoln Hewitt against Ben Melton. And the pitch. That's popped up foul, so the battle between Melton and Hewitt will continue. A busy weekend for Brevard College athletics. We'll give you all the details on what's going on tomorrow here on the Brevard College campus, as well as several teams on the road as well. And swing and a miss, strike 3, so Melton able to finish off Hewitt. But the Pride able to get 2 runs in that top of the second. Greensboro 3, Brevard 0. Middle second inning here at Brevard College. So we head to the bottom of the second, leading off for the Tornadoes, J.J. Wilkes, the first baseman, in the cleanup spot. First pitch from Hicks in the dirt, ball 1. On deck, Holden Lanier, as that pitch is right down the middle, strike 1. And the 1-1 to Wilkes. Wilkes puts that into play. Lines out sharply to the shortstop, out number 1. So that'll bring up the third baseman, Holden Lanier, batting in the 5 hole today as he takes a strike. One now the or check that 0-2 now the count. Now 1-2 the count. check swing, but the ruling was Lanier did not go around, so ball 2, and then caught looking out number 2. So I'll bring up Johnny Flynn. So he takes strike 1 from Hicks. Fastball, strike 2. And the 0-2. A slow dribbler up the third base line rolls foul. Flynn was off to the races after that dribbler that ended up foul. Probably would have beaten that out with his speed. The 0-2 with 2 outs. Fouled off again by Flynn. And the pitch. Strike 3. Got him swinging. So the Tornadoes go down in order. We'll head to the top of the third. 3-0 Pride. So to the top of the third we go. Scottie Mcguire at the plate for the Pride. First pitch from Ben Melton. Ball. Pride with 5 hits through the first 2 innings. 3 runs. Second pitch called strike. And here's the 1-1. Called strike 2. And called strike 3. Ben Melton struck him out. So that'll bring up the catcher, Chance Bryant. First pitch fouled off. High pop-up. Wilkes able to handle it. Out number 2. So that'll bring up the first baseman, Derek Jarr, after 2 quick outs by Melton and the Tornado defense. First pitch off the plate, ball 1. And the 2-0. Inside, ball 3. 3-0 the count to Derek Jarr. And the pitch. But 4-pitch walk for Jarr, so that'll bring up Osborne. So that'll bring up Tom Osborne, center fielder for the Pride, with a runner at first. 2 outs, strike 1. Osborne puts that into play. And runners now on the corners with 2 outs for the Pride. So that'll bring up Blake Bond. So another 2 out with runners in scoring position opportunity for the Pride, who are already up 3-0. Runners first and third. Ben Melton with the pitch here to Bond, and Bond lines that to center field. Another run comes in for the Pride. Runners first and second. So Pride have done some damage today with 2 outs. Bringing home another run there, now 4-0. 4 runs on 7 hits. Pitch to Rodriguez, low and outside, ball 1. Rodriguez, the junior from Tampa. Bishop McLaughlin Catholic has a pickoff throw to second. Trying to catch Osborne snoozing. And the 1-0 with 2 outs. Lanier force out at third base. End of inning. Greensboro able to add another run there in the top of the third. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Greensboro 4, Brevard 0. So we head to the bottom of the third. Matt Kelly will lead things off for the Tornadoes. Starting catcher for Brevard College. First pitch from Hicks. Low, ball 1. Due up this inning, Matt Kelly, Joseph Zub, and Josh Van Loo. Kelly takes a strike there. 1-1 the count. Bottom of the third, Greensboro 4, Brevard 0. Pitch is high, ball 2. 2-1 the count. And the pitch. Called strike. Will Hicks works very quickly as the starting pitcher of the Pride, as the count has now run full to Matt Kelly. And Kelly swings through that pitch, strike 3. So that'll bring up Joseph Zub, DH today for the Tornadoes. Zub out of Levittown, New York, Long Island. 2-0 the count. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. That'll bring up Josh Van Loo, the right fielder. Runner at first is Joseph Zub. First pitch to Van Loo, a ball. First base runner allowed by Hicks. And then Van Loo on his way to second. And now being sent home is Zub. Zub beats out the tag. And Van Loo with an RBI triple. Tornadoes get on the board. So back to the top of the order we go with Jason Jucker after the RBI triple by Van Loo. First career triple for Josh Van Loo. And he's able to drive home a run as Joseph Zub was just hauling around those bases to ultimately beat out the throw home. Hicks had not allowed a hit through the first 8 batters. Now just one base runner, which was in the form of Zub, and then that's driven into left field. It's going to be an RBI single, or he's going for 2 now. Jucker now going for 3, and he'll wind up at third base, standing up. It's an RBI for Jason Jucker. So just like that, a 4-0 advantage for the Pride has been cut in half. It's 4-2 Greensboro on top of Brevard. A RBI triple by Josh Van Loo scored Joseph Zub. And then a single and an error by the Pride's outfield results in another run as Carcillo sent that down the first base line. Now that would have scored Jucker, but it rolled foul. So the Tornadoes with some momentum here in the bottom of the third. Getting word from the official score, it was a single and a 2-base error for Jucker. As that's driven into center field, it's an RBI single for Carcillo. 4-3 now the score. So the Pride, very lackadaisical after that RBI single by Carcillo and some opportunistic base running by Carcillo as he's able to move up to second base while the Pride were really just not even paying attention there. As that's driven into center field, Carcillo's held up at third, runners at the corners. So 4 consecutive base hits by the Tornadoes. And 3 runs have come in here in the bottom of the third. Wilkes first pitch swinging, make it 5 consecutive hits for the Tornadoes, and it's all tied up 4-4. So the Tornadoes' bats have come alive here in the bottom of the third. 4-4 now your score. Van Loo, Jucker, Carcillo, Rune, and Wilkes have amounted to 5 consecutive base hits and now 4 runs to tie up this ball game in the bottom of the third. Holden Lanier at the plate now. And meanwhile, there's just 1 out in this inning, so Tornadoes can pile on even further if they can keep this momentum going. Two now the count with 1 out. Rune, the base runner at second. Wilkes, the base runner at first. Now a full count to Holden Lanier. This half inning, this game's dynamic has completely changed as that's grounded up the middle. Double play ball for the Pride, and they get out of the inning, but the damage has been done. 4 runs come in for the Tornadoes. A big bottom of the third. 4 runs on 5 hits and an error. And we'll head to the top of the fourth, all knotted up here between the Greensboro Pride and your Brevard College Tornadoes. So 4-4 your score after that big bottom of the third by the Tornadoes, and Ben Melton will go back to work up against Tyler Price. Actually the 3rd time through the order now for the Pride. Price, the leadoff hitter for Greensboro. Greensboro 4 runs on 7 hits. Tornadoes 4 runs on 5 hits. Jucker with the play at first, 1 down. That'll bring up Hunter Curtis with 1 down, nobody on. First pitch strike from Melton. And that's sent into center field, and an easy play for Carcillo, out number 2. So 2 quick outs for Ben Melton here in the top of the 4th, and that brings up Lincoln Hewitt, as that's popped up out of play, foul down the left field line. One the count, 2 down, and popped up into shallow left field for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning for Ben Melton. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th, all tied up at 4. So to the bottom of the 4th we go, all tied up at 4. That brings up Johnny Flynn, playing left field today for the Tornadoes, as Will Hicks, the starting pitcher for the Pride, goes back to work after a rough bottom of the 3rd for Hicks, where he allowed 4 runs on 5 hits. Flynn grounds that to the Pride shortstop, out number 1. So that'll bring up Matt Kelly with 1 out, nobody on. First pitch, called strike 1. Chopper to the second baseman, out number 2 for the Pride. That'll bring up Joseph Zub, the DH, who in many ways got that big bottom of the 3rd going, reaching base and then scoring on a Van Loo triple. You can see the dirt on Zub's left leg after that slide into home that made it 4-1. The Tornadoes then added 3 more runs in that bottom of the 3rd, but Zub grounds out this time. End of the inning. We'll head to the top of the 5th. Brevard 4, Greensboro 4. So all tied up at 4. We head to the top of the 5th. Ben Melton will go to work against Scottie Mcguire, the DH for the Pride. The Pride scored a run in the first, 2 in the second, and a run in the top of the third to take a 4-0 lead. The Tornadoes then stormed back with 4 runs in the bottom of the third as that sent deep to left field over the head of Flynn, and it's going to be a double for Mcguire. So after the leadoff double by Mcguire, very well struck ball over the head of Johnny, or check that, yeah, Johnny Flynn in left field. There'll be a runner at second, nobody out for Chance Bryant. And the 0-1. Nice looking pitch there, completely fooled Bryant. 0-2. Derek Jarr, the first baseman, on deck for the Pride. One, two, the count. Runner on second in the form of Scottie Mcguire. The pitch from Melton. Play is made. 1 out. Runner at third now. Now bring up Derek Jarr, the first baseman. Runner at third, 1 out. In this tied up ball game. Good looking pitch there, strike 1. That's sent to right field. We'll see if the runner goes, and he's held halfway, and a nice job by the Tornadoes right fielder Josh Van Loo to hold that runner at third. So that last fly ball driven out to right field, Van Loo with a great job firing it back into the infield and holding that base runner at third to keep this game knotted up at 4. We may look back at that as one of the key plays in this game. Those little things that don't show up in the box score necessarily, but can turn a game one way or the other. And out number 3, so the runner is stranded at third base. Great job by Ben Melton and that Tornado defense. We're still knotted up at 4 here at Gil Cohen Field. So Josh Van Loo to the plate after an exceptional defensive play to hold that runner at third base. Van Loo having a spectacular all-around game, both at the plate and in the field thus far. RBI triple to get that 4-run bottom of the third going. Van Loo, the sophomore from Apex, North Carolina, Cary Christian School. Known around campus as JVL.
You still have 2 outs up there.
And he grounds out to first, 1 down. So back to the top of the order we go with Jason Jucker. 1 out, nobody on. First pitch swinging is Jucker, and that'll be a fly out to right field, out number 2. So I'll bring up Donnie Carcillo with 2 down, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Will Hicks continues to work very quickly, starting pitcher for Greensboro, and that's lined out to the shortstop, out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning, we'll head to the top of the 6th. Greensboro 4, Brevard 4. So Ben Melton goes back to work against Blake Bond, the Pride's right fielder. 1-1 now the count to Bond. Second baseman Jacob Rodriguez waits on deck for Greensboro. Pitches high and inside, ball 2. Sharply hit, line drive to left, base hit, runner first. So with Jacob Rodriguez at the plate, assistant coach Kevin Allingham with a trip to the mound to talk things over with starting pitcher Ben Melton, along with catcher Matt Kelly. Some action in the Tornadoes bullpen. Kyle Williams, the right-hander, freshman from right here in Brevard, warming up. Melton has been very effective these last 2 innings. With no outs, runner at first in a tie game.
See, he'll give him this next
80 pitches now for Melton. And here's the pitch to Rodriguez. Kelly pounced up, ready to fire away either a pickoff throw at first or had Bond been going, throw to second perhaps. And now a pickoff throw to first, keeping Blake Bond in check. Leadoff hitter Tyler Price waits on deck.
women's sports. They have divisions. There's like 20 schools.
And the 2-0.
So weird.
High and outside 3-0. Rodriguez getting the signal from third base coach of the Pride. And here's the 3-0. Ball 4, so runners first and second, nobody out. So a pitching change for the Tornadoes. Kyle Williams coming in to pitch for Melton. Melton, 5 innings pitched, 9 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and he is responsible for the runners at first and second. And head coach Sean Walsh will hand the ball to Kyle Williams. So Kyle Williams with no outs, runners first and second. And this game all tied up at 4. has relieved Ben Melton and will now face Tyler Price, the leadoff hitter for the Pride. Price lays down a bunt handled by Lanier and safe all the way around, so now bases loaded for Curtis. So, getting word from the official score, a sacrifice bunt and an error on that last play. Bottom line is bases loaded now for Kyle Williams as he squares up against Curtis and then hit by pitch, and there's the go-ahead run, 5-4 Pride. And a single to center field will score 2 more runs for the Pride. Now runners on the corners, and the Pride now ahead 7-4. So now runners on the corners, still nobody out, as the Pride have scored 3 runs here in this frame. Hunter Curtis now the batter for the Pride. That pitch low and outside, ball 2. So Kyle Williams came in relief for Ben Melton in a tough situation to begin with. Runners first and second, nobody out. And the Pride taking advantage of that opportunity now with 3 runs here in the top of the 6th. Pickoff throw to first, keeping Price in check. More action in the Tornadoes bullpen, as that pitch is blocked by Kelly, and then he jumps up with a throw to second, but a run will score in the meantime. A double steal. The pitch was a ball, and 3-0 now the count. And the Pride with a double steal to take an 8-4 lead.
Stolen base, right? They were going.
And that pitch is inside, ball 4. So now runners first and second, still nobody out for the Pride. So another pitching change here for the Tornadoes. We'll tell you about the new pitcher. 8-4, Greensboro on top. So Zack Wolfe, the new pitcher for the Tornadoes, third pitcher of the afternoon, he now tries to get the Tornadoes out of this top of the sixth, where the Pride have stormed ahead with 4 runs. 8-4 your score, top 6, nobody out. So reliever Zack Wolfe will go to work here. No outs. Top of the sixth, runners first and second. And the Pride have already brought home 4 runs this frame. First pitch called strike.
Just gonna write these down. Their SID just texted me like 2 minutes ago. Said some of their pitchers are wearing different numbers since they won.
That pitch low and outside.
Game's already happened. Did they get a hit or what happened? On the run, it was a hit by pitch. So everything's right on the scoreboard. Yep. Yep.
As that's sent out into right field. And runners move up to second and third. So on that fly ball to right field, runners move up to second and third. Bit of a mental error by the Tornadoes defense, allowing that runner to second. But did get the first out of the inning, and then out number 2 there is Lanier to Wilkes on the putout. I'll bring up Tom Osborne. Now with 2 outs. Zack Wolfe has been effective since he's arrived on the scene. More action in the Tornadoes bullpen. Tomorrow a doubleheader starting at noon, games 2 and 3 of this series. Hope to see you here at Gil Cohen Field on a busy day of Brevard College athletics.
Yeah, Sean, that was because we had our meeting after that series, and Sean said he's first time he had to say something about stuff.
So the doubleheader here at Gilcohen Field beginning at noon. Women's and men's tennis will both be in action at the McCoy Tennis Complex beginning at 11:30 a.m. Softball will be in action with a doubleheader versus Covenant that starts at 1 p.m. at Ives Lamel Family Field. And then at 6 p.m. tomorrow evening, Brevard men's lacrosse will host Greensboro. Several teams on the road tomorrow as well. Track and field is at the Montreat Invitational. Climbing is at the Regional Championships in Nashville. Road cycling is in Bristol, Tennessee for a event hosted by King University. And women's lacrosse is at Greensboro. So in 3 different sports this weekend, the Tornadoes are taking on the Pride. Baseball, men's lacrosse, and women's lacrosse. Track and field program under the guidance of first-year coach Daryl Patrick. They'll be at Montreat, so if you're on that side of the Asheville area, might want to check out some track and field action tomorrow. But if you're close to Brevard, just come on over here to campus. Tennis, baseball, softball, and men's lacrosse all happening tomorrow on campus. As that's driven to center field, 2 more runs will score. 10-4 now your score. So in the half inning, that seems like it will never end. We now have 2 outs. And Blake Bond is your hitter. Runner at first. We've gone through 3 pitchers this inning. And the Pride have scored 6 runs. Zack Wolfe has been effective for the most part, getting the 2 outs thus far this inning. As check swing foul. 1-1 now the count. So Greensboro versus Brevard in baseball. Men's lacrosse, Greensboro will be at Brevard, 6 p.m. tomorrow. And then women's lacrosse, Brevard at Greensboro. So a lot of action between the Tornadoes and the Pride this weekend. 10 runs on 11 hits for the Pride. Tornadoes 4 runs on 5 hits. Each team has an error. Here's the 2-2 with 2 outs. Runner on first. Runner going. And it's going to be a stolen base. Now runner on second for Blake Bond. Count is now full. See if Wolfe can retire Bond and get the Tornadoes out of this inning. And that's driven, deflected off the second baseman into center field. Run will come in to score. It's now 11-4 Pride. So that'll bring up Rodriguez.
One of them starting them all.
Pride have piled on with 7 runs this inning,
What about
the majority of which have been unearned.
Yeah, he's still hurt. He's hurt? And you're over here hurt. Everybody getting hurt.
I'll be back Tuesday though, so.
You said that like 2 weeks ago too.
Yeah, and then I freaking hurt my shoulder. Calm down.
Last time I saw you, you said it was torn.
Yeah, if it's torn, then I'm done. It's not.
Oh, I thought, yeah.
Cortisone shot, and then I'm done.
Even if it's torn, just cortisone shot.
I will go hard at all.
Just throw straight. As long as
3-1 now the count to Rodriguez. 11-4 your score after the Pride have put together a 7-run top of the 6th.
We always have that one inning. Every game we have that one inning.
More action in the Tornadoes bullpen. It's Ryan Turdy, the left-hander, out of Charlotte, warming up. Wolfe with the pickoff throw to first. Wolfe, a versatile player who can also play in the infield. As that's well struck, but handled by Johnny Flynn.
7 runs on 4 hits on an error.
And the Tornadoes end the inning, but the Pride have done the damage with 7 runs on 4 hits and an error. So we head to the bottom of the 6th after the Pride with a 7-run top of the 6th and Rune with a leadoff single. So with Rune at first base and nobody out, here's J.J. Wilkes. First pitch to Wilkes, called strike. Wilkes 1 for 2 with an RBI this afternoon. Takes strike 2. Holden Lanier on deck. Johnny Flynn in the hole. Wilkes with a sharp ground ball deflected off the pitcher.
What?
And an incredible double play. It'll go 1-6-3. There might have even been a 4 in there. 1-6-4-3 on the double play. First pitch, a strike to Holden Lanier. One of the more remarkable double plays you'll ever see. Deflected off the pitcher, handled by the shortstop. He flips it to the second baseman, and then they turn it to the first baseman for the double play. So it'll go in the scorebook as a 1-6-4-3 double play. Getting confirmation from our official score now.
You're not. But I am. You're not. I am. No, I am. How do you know better than me? You just
2-2 the count, 2 outs.
scoreboard.
An 11-4-3, 11-4 lead for Greensboro. And strike 3 looking, good looking pitch there by Will Hicks to end the inning. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Greensboro 11, Brevard 4. So new pitcher for the Tornadoes is Ryan Turdy, the left-hander. And he will go to work against the leadoff hitter for the Pride, Tyler Price. First pitch, high and inside, ball 1. On deck for the Pride, Hunter Curtis, Lincoln Hewitt in the hole. On a gorgeous Friday afternoon here in Brevard, North Carolina. Nice warm day. A number of fans enjoying the sunshine on
Hey, how's it going?
left field side of the ballpark.
The
1-2. Now the count. And the pitch from Turdy. Low and outside.
the last 3.
Ball
Yeah,
2.
yeah. Okay, I'll change that real quick. The from back to the. Okay, yeah.
That last Turdy offering off the plate, so full count now to Tyler Price.
Gotcha. All right, yeah. Let me make that change real quick. For sure.
That's hammered foul towards the Tornadoes dugout.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I've seen that before. Some places. So yeah, for sure, I'll get that situated.
So top of the 7th.
No worries, man. This is pretty miserable anyway. But yep, they were.
Pride with an 11-4 lead after erupting for 7 runs in the 6th. And there's ball 4 to Price, runner at first for the Pride. 1-0 now, the count to Curtis. Curtis pops up to short, 1 down. Let's not bring up Lincoln Hewitt. First pitch ball. With the runner on first, 1 out here in the top of the 7th. And here's the 1-0 from the left-hander Turdy. Fouled off. 1-1 now the count. More action in the Tornadoes bullpen. I've already seen 4 pitchers today for Brevard. That's fouled off again. 1-2 now the count. Gil Cohen Field, measurements here, 335 to left, 375 to left center, 400 to dead center field, 375 in the right center field gap, and 335 down the right field line. Nice pickoff play here, but it'll be a stolen base for Greensboro. So to the bottom of the 7th we go. Johnny Flynn will lead things off for the Tornadoes, who trail by 7 runs. Top of the 6th, really the difference in this one, as Flynn sends that out to center field, out number 1. That'll bring up the catcher, Matt Kelly. And Kelly drives that out to center field. 2 up, 2 down for the Pride. That'll bring up Joseph Zub after 2 quick outs. Will Hicks, the starting pitcher of the Pride, continues on And a 1-2-3 inning for Hicks and the Pride. We'll head to the top of the 8th. Greensboro 11, Brevard 4. Several defensive changes for the Tornadoes. J.J. Wilkes has moved from first to third.
Who's it first right now? Jay Bass.
The new first baseman is Jake Bass. As Bryant flies out to center field for out number 1. New catcher as well for the Tornadoes. New catcher is number 30, Brett Burchett. And Ryan Turdy remains in the game at pitcher. Derek Jarr at the plate for the Pride. Tom Osborne on deck. Top of the 8th inning. Greensboro 11, Brevard 4. Greensboro 11 runs on 12 hits, 1 error. Tornadoes 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. Swing and a miss there. 2-2 now the count.
Oh, really?
And the 2-2 fouled off.
Oh, yeah, that's when I can't fit too. You're right.
Count runs full to Jar. Jar sends that to right field. Out number 2. That'll bring up Tom Osborne. So with 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the 8th. Tom Osborne to the plate for the Pride. The pitch from Turdy, called strike 1. The 0-1. Sharply hit right up the middle. Base hit for the Pride. That'll bring up Blake Bond. Runner on first, 2 outs. Pitch from Turdy. Gets past Burchett, and runner at second on the wild pitch. So another runner in scoring position. Pride have capitalized on a lot of these opportunities en route to their 11 runs today.
It's 2-0.
2-0 count for Turdy, and he delivers with a strike there. Blake Bond, the hitter, for the Pride. And then fouled off there. So 2-2 the count, 2 outs. Runner on second. Great time to be a baseball fan this time of year. Opening day was yesterday. Fouled off there. So the at-bat will continue. As that's driven to right field, and it'll get past the Tornadoes right fielder. Another run will score. And a stand up, and actually going for home. And inside the park home run for the Pride. 2 more runs for the Pride, now 13-4. So an inside the Parker for Blake Bond. Number 13, Jacob Rodriguez at the plate. Tough break there for Turdy. It wasn't even that hard hit of a ball, but ended up bouncing all the way deep towards the 335 sign in right field. Jake Bass able to catch that pop-up for out number 3. It's 13-4. Greensboro on top. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th here at Gil Cone Field. So back to action here in the top of the 8th. Josh Van Loo will lead things off for the Tornadoes.
He handed up his car. He's probably pitch hit, maybe.
Jason Jucker on deck for the NATOs. And more action in the NATO bullpen. Strike 3, 1 out. So with 1 out, that'll bring up Jason Jucker, Tornado shortstop. First pitch called strike 1. Will Hicks, the pitcher for Greensboro, has been exceptional at times, with the exception of that bottom of the 3rd where he gave up 4 runs. He has held the Tornadoes scoreless every other frame. 2 outs now for Donnie Carcillo coming to the plate. So 2 outs, that'll bring up Donnie Carcillo. As Hicks now 7 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, 5 strikeouts, and always an impressive number, 0 walks. Carcillo, the batter for the Tornadoes, he's 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI.
Just for kid. Get a baller.
It's funny because my parents are 5'8" and 5'6". Yeah.
That'll bring up Ryan Roon, the second baseman, with Carcillo at first. First pitch swinging, strike one. J.J. Wilkes, who moved from first base to third base, waits on deck. And the 0-1. High, ball one. 1-1 the count, 2 outs, runner at first. Greensboro with a 13-4 lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Roon pops that up, and the right fielder for Greensboro will make the play in shallow right field. End of the inning, we'll head to the top of the 9th. Greensboro 13, Brevard 4. New pitcher for the Tornadoes is number 17, Josh Rankin. Josh is a right-handed freshman out of Charlotte, North Carolina, Olympic High School. So to the top of the 9th we go. Josh Rankin on the mound for the Tornadoes. Tyler Price at the plate for the Pride. More action in the Tornadoes bullpen, but gotta think this would probably be it for Tornado Arms on this Friday afternoon. And the 1-1 fouled off. 1-2 now the count. Hunter Curtis waits on deck for the Pride. And actually we see another hitter with a bat in his hand. Number 23, Noah Walker. So perhaps a pinch hitting situation for the Pride here. Coming up on deck. As that's fouled off. 1-2 still the count. Hope to see you here tomorrow. Doubleheader starts at noon. And swing and a miss. Good looking pitch there from Josh. 1 out. So Noah Walker will be the hitter for the Pride. He's listed as a shortstop, a junior out of Otisville, New York. Josh Rankin with a good-looking at-bat first time around with that strikeout of Price.
What size shoe do you wear? 11.
And Walker with the base hit to center. Runner on for the Pride. So I'll bring up Lincoln Hewitt, starting left fielder for the Pride, with Noah Walker at first base. And Rankin goes back to work, this time against Hewitt.
Christian caught yet since he's been back?
Yeah.
Good looking pitch there from Rankin. 1-1 now the count, 1 out, runner at first.
What was that?
It wasn't a pitch, it was a pickoff.
That's hammered down the right field line. Fair ball. Walker being sent home. And an RBI triple for Hewitt. So I'll bring up the DH number 12, Scottie Mcguire, with a runner at third after the RBI triple. Makes it a 10-run lead for Greensboro.
Wild couch.
That's ripped down the left field line, foul. That's sent to shallow right field. Out number 2. So I'll bring up the catcher, number 29, Chance Bryant. Runner at third. And a 10-run lead for the Pride. First pitch called strike. And the 0-1. Fouled off. 0-2 now the count. A Very short injury delay right there, but everybody looks to be up and running and get back started here. 0-2 the count, 2 outs. And the pitch. Driven into center field. Out number 3. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th. Greensboro 14, Brevard 4. So we head to the bottom of the 9th. J.J. Wilkes will lead off for the Tornadoes, as Will Hicks continues his outing as the starter for the Pride. One now the count to Wilkes. Looks like a potential pinch hitter on deck for the Tornadoes. Or check that, actually Jake Bass is on deck. He came into the game earlier at first base. So Bass waiting on deck. Wilkes well struck into center field. Actually, the left fielder will make the play out, number 1. So Jake Bass, the first baseman for the Tornadoes, who entered the game a couple innings ago. Defensive switch where Wilkes moved over to third base. And Bass, first pitch swinging. It's chopped for a single to left. Bass on base with the base hit. Check swing there in a double play. That'll end the game. Your final score 14-4 Greensboro.